back then this seemed like it came straight out of Star Wars. Look how short the wheelbase is. They haven't caught up with wide bars yet, so that's pretty scary. And the reason we are here today is looking from the past to the present. Scott has never been afraid to think outside the box in the pursuit of speed. Now, taking a look at some of the history of their downhill bikes, it's safe to say it seems it's equal part genius, equal part mad science. Let's take a ride from the past to the present of their bikes. Look how narrow the bars are. So this beauty over here is in the early 90s, 1993 if I have it correctly. It is one of the first, if not the first, carbon downhill bikes that was ever made. So they made about 10 of these prototype frames. How cool is that? Thinking about full circle, we've got integrated shock, internal cables here. Oh, nice little XTRs as well. It only had 80 mils of travel in the rear, 100 in the front. But this bike actually won a European Champs back in '93. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure I would have liked this part of the bike. So it's got like a integrated one-piece seat tube. Couldn't really drop the seat. I'm so lucky I didn't start riding down all this long ago. I mean, to be fair, if you think about this being in '93, it's way ahead of its time. I mean, it was futuristic. I would think back then this seemed like it came straight out of Star Wars. Then we're going to jump ahead about 6 years. This was 1999, the Octane DH. Now, I actually subtly remember this bike because I went to World Champs in the year 2000. So this was just before then. So if I was reading magazines, looking at some pictures, this bike existed. Now, it is a beast, as you can see, but I mean, look how short the wheelbase is. But what's interesting about this bike is they were trying to solve for performance. So that's why there's two shocks here. They isolated the rebound and the compression, and they went with this crazy design looking at it now in hindsight, right? But I think it's really cool. If you were trying to push the limits, you might go a little bit far, or some other people might think you're a little crazy, but you had to do that back then because they just couldn't get the damping and the performance in the rear shock. So they went with this. This, I'm very glad I didn't have to race, but back then tracks were a lot different. And I was speaking to the guys at Scott, and they said, no, like some of the tracks were so long, some of the riders wanted like a little bit of a breather, so they would get like quite low on the seat and kind of tuck behind the bars. So that's pretty interesting. Again, they haven't caught up with wide bars yet, so that's pretty scary. So I'm pretty glad I don't have to deal with that. So that was 1999, the Octane DH. I mean, that's a big jump in 6 years, you would say. And the reason we are here today is looking from the past to the present, the all-new Gambler, 210 mils of travel. So we've come a long way in, what, 30 odd years, almost tripled the travel. So that's a really good thing. 6-bar linkage, really low center of gravity where they've put the integrated shock down low. So it really tracks the ground amazingly. So that's great to see. And what's cool about the bikes of now in 2025 is they're really adjustable. So you've got different headset cups you can put in. You've got a flip chip on the suspension, so you can go to a more progressive feeling platform. You've got flip chips in the back, so you can go to 27.5 in the rear versus 29. So that's really cool about bikes of this age and the new Gamblers. You can set it up for race ready, World Cup, all out pace, or you can adapt it maybe if you're more like a park rider, or having a little bit more of a casual ride like I am. So I'm super excited. We got to go get this new bike on the trail. I'm thankful to look at the past to understand how we've got here, but I'm actually really thankful I don't need to go out on those. Great.